Well, after that last guy, I realized I've been looking at life all wrong. Completely wrong. So, folks, I just recently found out I got adopted. Turns out my real dad is Toucan Sam from Fruit Loops. So, ladies, I'm going to be coming into some money lately. Huh? It's true, folks. I don't have a normal-sized nose. You can laugh. I'm a little insecure about it. Thanks. When I go to kiss a chick, I actually have to go at a right angle. Like I'm the captain of a 747 airplane making a landing. There's certain bars and restaurants I avoid because I can only go this far with the glass. To get my last sip of beer, I actually have to jerk my head back like this. From now on, anytime somebody asks me what I'm drinking, I always say liquor with a straw. So my mom just recently started dating somebody. I know, smooth transition, folks, to go from my nose to my mother's dating life. And it's the first person that she started dating since my father passed away. And I know it's okay. My father would be happy for her as long as his penis was still bigger. And my buddies, they always mess with me. They're always like, you know what your mom and her boyfriend are doing right now? Listen, my mom's 65, her boyfriend's 75. They sit at home, they watch Jeopardy, and they talk. My mom only has 2 kids. Therefore, folks, she's only had sex twice in my book. But just to be safe, I pulled my mom's boyfriend aside and I said, listen, you want help when you fall down? You want me to pick up your meds? You keep your hands to yourself, sir. So I see a lot of couples here tonight. I love seeing that. Hopefully no guys are in the friend zone. And ladies, I'm going to tell you why we don't like the friend zone. Because it's like training for the Olympics to come in 4th place. All that hard work and dedication and absolutely nothing to show for it. Half the time, us guys, we don't even know when we got put in the friend zone. Ladies, that's like buying milk without an expiration date. If I knew the clock started as soon as I met you, that I had till July 15th to drink your milk, otherwise that milk will go bad and I can never drink that milk again, it would be a big help, folks. Now, ladies, I'm not comparing you to a dairy product. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying you need to come with an expiration date. And I know what you may be thinking, well, what about guys? Well, that's easy. Us guys come with an expiration date too. And it's really easy. It's the same for every guy. Never. I don't care if I met you 3 years ago, 3 months ago, or 3 minutes ago. This milk will never go bad for you. It will never be friend zoned. So I'm single. Who would have thought that one, right? I have what they call commitment issues. Like, I've been smoking cigarettes for 13 years and I've never bought in a carton just because you never know what tomorrow might bring. But I don't cook, so most of my meals come via the drive-thru and talking into a speaker. And I'm kind of what you would say a drive-thru connoisseur. Most drive-thrus have the same basic system, a number system. You know, hey, give me a number 2, give me a number 3. Well, I went to this drive-thru the other day and they kind of switched up their system. They went from numbers to letters. So when I ordered a number 4 with a Coke, folks, technically I ordered the D with a Coke. Think about it, let it sink in. I'm gonna be honest with you folks, I didn't want the D. I've really never had the D before. I'm not even sure what to do with the D. So when the guy in the drive-thru sped back, and of course he sounded like Barry White, he was like, so you want the D with a Coke? It was the most awkward 10 seconds of my life. The only thing I could spit out was, can I still keep my pants on? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Luke Trotta. Thank you very much.
Luke Trotta, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next comic come to the stage. He's actually the host here tomorrow night. Local favorite. Put your hands together, Mr. Luke Trotta.
I don't know what was worse, that intro music or Tim warming you guys up for me. So I had a rough week performing last week. I was doing a show and I had some lady boo me twice. Yeah, my grandmother's a real jerk. See if I ever go visit her at the nursing home ever again. Folks, I'm a laid-back guy, and I think about stuff in society, and it kind of cracks me up. You guys ever realize in society, especially this country, we blame Africa for everything? Like, they must not have TVs over there because they should hate us. Now think about it, folks. If there's ever a hurricane, it always started off the coast of Africa. If there's ever a new disease or virus, it always originated in Africa. AIDS, the swine flu, Ebola, Obama. Folks, I would have encouraged you to clap, but that probably started over there too. It's an STD joke. Growing up with my parents was great, even though I'm pretty sure they lied to me my whole life. They always told me I was Italian, and judging based on how I look, I'm obviously somewhere from the Middle East. I'm not gonna say where, the world's a little sensitive right now. Which explains why I have such a difficult time flying. I go through so much extra security, you would think my name is Mohammed. Well, because I live in the South, everyone just thinks I'm Jewish, which explains why nobody ever wants to do cocaine with me. I don't get it. I always share. But don't get me wrong, folks, it comes with its perks. Like when I go out, no one ever expects me to pick up a tab. And when Jehovah's Witnesses come by my door, they take one look at me and they're like, you know what? Never mind. We have enough signatures today, sir. You're the last house on the block. But I actually am Italian. I know, I'm shocked by it too. But I paid the $19.95 at Ancestry.com, and what do you know? If I could describe being Italian in one phrase, it would be hair everywhere. Folks, I'm the only guy who could get a fade on his eyebrows. When I get a haircut, it looks like a large bear has been skinned alive. And that's just my nose. Stand-up comedy is not the most lucrative business in the world. Trust me, sometimes you wind up dodging creditors. Like I've been dodging my mom for weeks. I've owed her $50 for a long time, everybody. I thought I saw her in the parking lot, and trust me, she's not here to show support. She's here to collect that fancy gift card if I win. But I do have a day job. My day job is terrible. Santa Claus comes into my day job, everyone, and let me tell you something. He's not that jolly. And Mrs. Claus, let's just say the North Pole isn't the only thing that's frosty. But on my day job, I work with 22 women. I want all the guys in the room, let that number sink in. I'm constantly dealing with crisis. Somebody's always sad, somebody's always mad, and I'm constantly getting yelled at, and I'm not even sure if I did it anymore. Folks, there's certain words I've taken out of my vocabulary, like no and old. And as far as I'm concerned, everybody's hair looks fantastic, even if it really doesn't. It's so bad, I'm pretty sure I now menstruate. Yeah, imagine that conversation with my parents. Now, folks, I don't know about you, but I got a lot of trouble sleeping at night, and I'm always up real late, and I always see the same old commercials on TV. And they always make me want to adopt a dog from Sarah McLachlan. I don't even like dogs, but as soon as I hear that song, I'm like, here's my debit card, sign me up. I got 3 dogs now. Makes me want to try Viagra, just once. Folks, it also makes me think I have transvaginal mesh. I'm not even sure I have the right lady parts for transvaginal mesh, but I think I have it because of those stupid commercials. But my favorite commercials is where they ask those random questions about whether or not you have some random disease. Like, are you happy but sometimes sad? Yes. Do you feel like there's no way out? I live in Port Charlotte, Florida. There is only one way out of this place, and we all know what it is. Well, then you have a yeast infection. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Luke Trotta. You guys have been awesome. Thank you very much. Keep it going for your host.
Everybody was very good so far. Give them all a round of applause. Everybody's been up here working hard for you guys. And we're going to close it off, but I'm going to be coming up and doing about 10, 15 minutes for you guys while you're doing your judging and everything at the end. And don't forget, Kevin Pollak. I wanted to mention this. Kevin Pollak started in a place where I started in L.A. Very talented guy. He's going to be here, and he is so good. So come around and bring your friends. Very talented guy. We have a comedian to close off the show so far, and he's very talented. Give him a round of applause, Mr. Luke Trotta, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna tangle everything up mid-trip. If I take a fall, watch out, buddy. My lawyer's Morgan and Morgan. It's all right, you get to let it sink in. Originally, I'm from New Jersey, which means I'm quiet, and we don't speak our mind at all. Growing up with my parents was always fun, even though they were crazy. I was pretty much raised by Edith and Archie Bunker. My mother just recently turned 68, and apparently that's the age where you don't care what you say anymore. She recently just told me, she's like, Luke, your beard, it's just long pubic hairs on your face. Thanks, Mom. Growing up, my mom was very supportive. She told me, Luke, you can be anything you want to be in this world. So I became a comedian. Yeah, she explains things out in detail now to me. My father was from Brooklyn, which means he taught me many valuable life lessons, all of them illegal. Growing up, my parents always told me I was Italian, and judging on base how I look, I'm obviously Jewish, which explains why nobody ever wants to do cocaine with me. Think about it, let it sink in. Don't get me wrong, though, it comes with its perks. Like for one, when I go out, no one ever expects me to pick up a tab. And two, when Jehovah's Witnesses come by my door, they take one look at me and they're like, you know what? Never mind. We have enough signatures today. So I recently just turned 32. It's all right, don't clap, I'm not happy about it either. And as you folks know, as you get older, it sucks. There's nothing really good about it, so you try to convince yourself of certain things. And coming up to my birthday, I was like, you know what? I never have to worry about getting kidnapped anymore. There's never going to be a time where I get dragged into a car and touched inappropriately. I have a better shot going into a Starbucks and getting mauled by 2 grizzly bears than I do getting dragged into a car with lollipops taped to the door handles. Stranger danger is no longer a term that exists for me. And that made me sad, folks. As I'm getting older, though, my life's changing. Not my life so much, because I've made every conscious decision not to be an adult. But all my friends and family, they're having kids, and it sucks. I go to so many kids' birthday parties, you would think I have a red dot on my house. Yeah. Anybody ever try to get high in a bounce house? It's terrible. It's terrible. I always spill bong water all over the kids. I'm like Uncle Luke times 10 and not the cool rapper, the guy who always gets snitched at. My buddy's daughter, she's constantly trying to get me in trouble. Uncle Luke just said a bad word. Uncle Luke's smoking. So I have a little revenge because she's terrified of the vacuum. So guess what her and Uncle Luke do every time we hang out? That's right, folks, we vacuum. Don't worry, I've already chipped in for her therapy bill to her parents. So you ever realize in this country, we blame Africa for everything? Like, I don't think they have TVs over there because they should hate us. It's like the motherland of disaster for us. Now think about it. Every time there's a new hurricane, it always starts off the coast of Africa. Every time there's a new disease or virus, it always originated in Africa. AIDS, the swine flu, Ebola, Obama. Folks, I would encourage the clapping, but that probably started over there too. Now I have a roommate because, like I said, I'm not an adult. And having a roommate's terrible most of the time, except when you don't feel like going to the store to buy stuff. And last week I had a cold, and like any other good roommate, I was stealing my roommate's cold medication. Now folks, I gotta be honest with you, I live with a woman. I'm a comedian, but she thinks she's funny. She replaced her cold medication with a different type of medication that she takes. Yeah, bad news is, a week later, still have my cold. Good news is, though, I'm not gonna have to buy condoms for like 2 weeks. Because for the last 5 days, I've been taking her birth control. I'm pretty sure I now lactate. I share my sweet and low, it's all right, everybody. So I have a lot of trouble sleeping at night, and I'm always up real late, and I always see the same old commercials on TV. And they always make me want to adopt a pet from Sarah McLachlan. I don't even like dogs, but as soon as I hear that song, I'm like, all right, here's my debit card, sign me up. I'm not gonna lie, it also makes me want to try Viagra, just once. It also makes me think I have transvaginal mesh. Folks, I'm not sure I have the right lady parts for transvaginal mesh, but I think I have it. But my favorite are those commercials where they ask those random questions about whether or not you have some random disease. Like, are you happy but sometimes sad? Yes. Do you feel like there's no way out? I live in Port Charlotte, Florida. There is only one way out of this place. Well, then you have a yeast infection. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Luke Trotta. You guys have been great. Thank you very much, everybody.
Well, let's hear it.